Hi, I'm Troy Bailey, and welcome to the Comic Book Movie Collector's Guide, the show about collecting all things superhero cinema. And today we are looking at No Heroics Season 1. So let's get into it. No Heroics is a live-action TV superhero sitcom that went for one season, containing 6 episodes with a runtime of 30 minutes each. No Heroics was shown on an English television station, ITV2, from the 18th of September 2008 through to 23rd of October 2008, and it was later released on DVD on the 2nd of February 2009, with no Blu-ray or 4K release as of this video. It was created by Drew Pearce and was produced by Tiger Aspect Productions and distributed by Endemol UK. It was nominated for Best New British TV Comedy of 2008 at the British Comedy Awards, but did not win, and as of this video, no Season 2 has ever been planned or in development. The synopsis of the show is a sitcom about 4 old friends who just happen to be off-duty superheroes. Based in a Soho pub, the comedy focuses on their relationships, their sex lives, and their constant desperation for success and fame. But these superheroes are B-listers at best, and are constantly insulted and bullied by the arrogant Excelsor, the most successful cape of his generation. Okay, the disc in case. Now, usually I run the covers up here of all the different versions, but this is it because this is the only one that ever got put out. So as you can see, very plain, just a shot of the 5 main cast members on this very white, it's just glaringly white cover. The spine's nothing special, and of course the back is the same. Not a real lot going on there, nothing fancy, just a couple of shots with all the details. As far as the disc is concerned, yes, it is colour, I'm very happy with that, but it's just a shot of the front cover again. I don't know, very, I wouldn't say quickly put together, but not a lot of effort's gone into it, put it that way. Overall, like I said, very catching, because I can imagine this standing out, it would catch your eye. But anyway, I would probably give this a 6 out of 10. The story and script. So as far as the story goes, there's not much there in the sense of like a major story arc, because there was really only 6 episodes, and it kind of felt like it was more about telling 6 funny superhero inspired stories and not so much about the characters themselves. Now, each of our 4 main heroes, they just seem to have this very basic premise to each of them, which I would have hopefully liked to see fleshed out more if there was more seasons, but it seemed to me as though it was more about, say, the funny situations in each episode, and the character's persona was created to fit that situation more so than these are the characters and let's see their adventures. Which is a shame, as there's a lot of potential here, but I just felt like it just wasn't capitalised on. But in saying that, it didn't let the show down any, because the scripts were funny, and it provided some really good laughs, and it was a really enjoyable show to watch. Though I have to say, I don't know, there just seemed to be like a bit too much sex talk and swearing. It was just a bit too much. Not that there's anything wrong with that, and that's what makes the show funny, but at times it just felt like it was way overdone for the sake of doing it, in my opinion, and it could have been done, toned down just a touch. Overall, not a bad effort, but definitely room for some tweaking here and there. So with that, I would probably give it a 22 out of 30. From page to screen. Now, this show is not directly based on any comic book title of the same name. It is a parody of pretty much comic book heroes and the whole genre as a thing, with this very British take on it all. And that's where the charm lies with this one. As I said before, it would have been nice to see the characters fleshed out a bit, but I'm sure, you only had 6 episodes, so probably a hard one to do. The one thing that did impress me with all of this was their attention to detail with heaps of comic book references throughout the pub, where they spend most of their time. And their take on the whole superhero genre, it was just done in such a very British humour way that was really great. Now, as far as the cast goes, they were a great fit. They all had some really great chemistry together. And that's kind of what made the show funny. Everyone really nailed their character. Not that they had a lot to work with, but I think they really did good with what they had. Now with the cast, you had Nicholas Burns as the Hotness, Claire Keelan as Electra Clash, Rebecca Staton as She-Force, Patrick Bullied as Excelsor, and for me the standout was James Lance as Time Bomb, who has all the great one-liners in the show. He was quite good, and I think he did a really great job. Now with that, I would give this an 18 out of 20. Special features. So for a small amount of episodes, they got a lot of special features on here, so they did pretty well with that. So you have the making of, Geek Tour, blooper reel, art and photo gallery, extended scenes, and Power Hour interviews. Now I found the making of was really good, and the Geek Tour was great. Had a look at all the comic book references throughout the show, and the Power Hour interviews were quite funny as well. So yeah, for not a lot of show, they managed to squeeze out a lot of extras. They did really well, and for that effort, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. The critics' review. So now there is no score anywhere for this on Rotten Tomatoes and nothing on YouTube, which means I will be the first. Woohoo! Anyway, all I could find were 3 write-ups that weren't even really like reviews as such. They were more like gave it this sort of it's good, you should check it out kind of vibe. So with that as my only reference, I'm going to give this a score of 5 out of 10. My review. So I found this show very enjoyable. It was funny in most parts, and I just love the take they had on the whole superhero genre thing as a whole. It was such a shame there was only 6 episodes, as I feel this show really had some legs and could have had a good run of seasons, but for whatever reason, as I couldn't find anything anywhere on the internet, I guess we'll never know why they didn't go for another season. Now it wasn't perfect, let's face it, no sitcom in their first season ever really is, but it was great, and I feel it could have used some tweaking, put it this way, just here and there, and maybe just tone the language down just a little bit, and I think it would have got over the line with audiences big time. But for me, this is a great addition to my collection, and it's definitely something that I will watch again. So with that, I'm going to give this a score of 18 out of 20. Okay, final thoughts. So first up is collectability, and if we look at the collector scale, I would say this one would be for your comic book fan and up. Sort of for anyone who has any sort of good knowledge of superheroes and comic books, they will definitely get a laugh out of this one, and definitely one to get a hold of. Now as far as availability is concerned, let's have a look at the scale. This one is on the very rare side of things, as this was only a small release on DVD and only in the UK. And in the time I've been looking for it, I've only ever seen 2 copies for sale, which one of them I bought. And as of this video, I could not find one for sale anywhere on the internet at all. So if you can find it, grab one and hang on to it for dear life. Now, as far as your average price goes, because of how rare this is, you are looking at anywhere between $35 to $70 on DVD. And of course, there is nothing on Blu-ray or 4K HD. Now, the final score, we get a grand total of 77 out of 100. That's a pretty good score for a funny show about what British superheroes get up to when they're not being heroes. Now, if you can find a copy, do yourself a favour and get it for your collection, as you will not be disappointed.
Hello, my name's Drew Pearce and I'm the creator of No Heroics. And this is a tour of the geek detail of my favourite pub, The Fortress.
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And of course, if you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and notification buttons, as it really helps the channel out. I really do appreciate it, and thank you to everyone that has. Also, let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed that TV show, and if you're lucky enough, and I mean lucky enough, to have a copy in your collection. Also, if you would like to request a review or see something else on the channel, you can always email me at thecomicbookmoviecollector@gmail.com, and you can also hit me up on the socials at comicbookmoviecollector on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. All the links will be down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.